This trouble was started on the 26th of April 2002. It's all about ponies trying to fight a monster, but they can't work out who the monster is. And we hope you enjoy this tape, but please don't listen to it within 3 hours of bedtime, for it will give you a nightmare. Now you know not to listen to it within 3 hours of bedtime. Please switch it off if it is in that time. But if it's early in the day, just listen to this. Something is starting right now. Something is starting. Oh wow, my little pony, my little pony, my little ponytails. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytails. Till this trouble is our very first tape. There's another about her, isn't that great? My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytails. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytails. Truly lots of lofty-dee, Zorella and Soapy. Lots more characters for you, so come and join the ponies. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytails. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytails. My little ponytails. Truly's trouble. It was Desiree's birthday. She'd opened all her presents and she wasn't going out. That evening she'd decided to get all her ponies out and have a pony party. But she'd left Lickety-Split, one of her pink ponies, in the garden. She thought she'd opened all her presents, which is why when she went in the garden, she was going to get a surprise. Deep in the clouds, where no person has ever been before, there is a world called Ponyland. Ponies called My Little Ponies live here. They're brightly coloured and don't have much to worry about. There are lots of special events that go on in Ponyland, and today it was the ponies' sports day. One of the sports they were playing was called bouncer catch. One pony held a tennis ball in her hoof and bounced it to her opponent. As she did this, she had to shout "bouncer." As the other pony caught the ball, she would shout "catch." The first pony to get the ball past her opponent would be the winner and would go on to challenge another pony. The overall winner would win a gold cup. They thought they were going to have a really fun day like they always did, which was why they were in for a nasty shock. Ace was in a very bad mood. He always expected to win everything, but this year he had lost to a pony called Parasol, who had gone on to lose in the next round. He was now moaning at her and saying that she had bounced it in the wrong direction anyway. Otherwise, of course, he wouldn't have lost. But although he annoyed them, he wasn't the pony's only worry, and definitely not the worst. Because suddenly, there came a very worrying noise. Desirée wandered into the garden and soon spotted Lickety-Split sitting on the wall. She went and picked her up. For a few minutes she played with her. She pretended that Lickety-Split was picking flowers. There was a dead flower on the floor that she'd put between Lickety-Split's legs so that it looked like she was holding the flower. But soon she became bored with that, and as she wandered in, she noticed something that did interest her. It was the strangest thing she had ever seen. The strangest creature she had ever seen. The strangest insect she had ever seen. It was a red ant. Back in Ponyland, Ace was no longer having an argument with Parasol, because Parasol had told him what had truly happened. What had really happened is she'd bounced the ball straight, as always, and he hadn't caught it. He'd stomped off in a huff, and was now... Guess what he was doing now? He was having another argument, this time with a pony called Buttons, who also believed that she should win everything. She said that if they had been the last ponies to compete against each other, she would have been the pony to win, and Ace believed that he would have. Their argument went something like this. Ace, of course you wouldn't have won. Just look at this. Button went on to bounce a ball until she dropped it. Ace then said something like this. He laughed at her. Of course you wouldn't have won. Just look. You can't do anything. Ace tried to bounce the ball from one hoof to the other, and again dropped it in an even shorter time than what Buttons had done. Sweetheart broke into their argument. It's neither here nor there whether you would have won or not, Ace, she said to a very cross-looking pony. You're not going to win now. Just think, at least you won a few games before you lost. I lost on the first round. Well, that's because you're totally useless, said Ace. Sweetheart ran off. There was only one thing that could stop Buttons and Ace arguing, and that very thing happened. A noise broke over Ponyland. I'm gonna catch all of you, said a voice. And I want White Pony in particular. Suddenly, the noise stopped. Just as suddenly it had come. The ponies looked around at each other. That had stopped Ace and Buttons arguing. The ponies were silent. Before anybody talked, the noise started again. I'll give you a clue. The white pony I want is playing bounce a catch. Then the noise stopped again. The ponies waited for it to start and to give them a better clue, but it didn't. Everything was silent. Well, who can it have been? Said Cupcake. surely not me. No, it can't be you. Signal Star. You're the only white pony not playing bounce a catch. You're just making cakes for them. I suppose you're right. Cupcake. Does it really matter who it is? Broke out a very cross pony. His name was Dandy. I know it's not me because I'm blue, but I don't see it matters who it is. We've got to rescue them. Nobody's in trouble quite yet. Let's think. Who's playing bouncer catch who's white? Everybody apart from me. That's what I've already said, said Cupcake. Right, so it could be any white pony apart from Cupcake. I doubt if it's you, Lofty said to Paradise kindly. Now, I know I've heard that voice before, said Paradise, in an old legend. It was something to do with a black... Paradise didn't get any further because she wasn't allowed to speak. Of course, if she had been allowed to speak, she didn't know what it was at all. But even if she had known, she wouldn't have got any further. Because Ponyland went crazy. White ponies ran in all directions, leaving just other coloured ponies in the field which had been full of ponies a little time before. A lot of the coloured ponies ran as well, which left it empty. Apart from a couple of white ponies had stayed behind and a few other colours. Some of the ponies who were remaining had pets, but you'll learn about them later in the story. What can we do? Cried Angel, a green pony, with two angelfish called Surf Dancer and Wave Breaker. I know what we'll do, cried Paradise. I've heard that voice before, she said quickly, not wanting to take up too much time when it could be her who was going to see this monster. I've heard that voice before, she said quickly again. I can't remember who it was. It was in an old legend. Never mind about that now. Let's think. I could send a message to somebody who collects the plastic ponies on Earth. Who? Hey, we'll send it to Desirée Bird, shouted Twilight suddenly. No, said Lofty. That wouldn't work. Desirée Bird is just a silly old woman who would want to take photos of us and tell people where we lived so that they could come and see us. We don't want people to know. It's got to be someone we can trust. So they're the only person who knows. I know who we can send it to. Somebody has got a birthday today, which is a perfect excuse to send it. Can you think who it is? There was a pause. Then, Desirée Alder! They all cried. Desirée stared at the red ant. There was nothing different about it, apart from the fact that it was a bit smaller than a petite pony. A whole row of these big ants came out, and then one ant that was bigger than a petite pony. This was obviously their leader. As Desirée watched them, she saw the big one's head turn up. "What are you staring at?" asked the ant. I've seen lots of red ants before," said Desirée, "but I've never seen one that can talk, or one that's as big as you." "Well," said the ant again. His voice would have sounded loud to an ant, but it sounded quite quiet to Desirée, because he was so small compared to her. "If you want something to stare at, go over there," said the ant, pointing with his feeler towards the pond, which had now gone into ruin. "All right," said Desirée. "I didn't mean to make you so cross." Desirée ran over to the grass. The ant shouted, but Desirée could only hear it as a whisper. "I saw something drop in there a few minutes ago." Desirée parted the grass, and sure enough, just as the ant had said, there was a box. It said, "Happy birthday, Desirée. Please open immediately." Mummy must have hidden it here. It must be a parcel that she was going to write "Love from the Snails" on. She opened up the box, and inside she found a key, a bell, a little box with a ribbon round it, and a piece of paper with writing on it. She read the writing. It said, "Dear Desirée, we need help. The parcel will explain more. Please open immediately." Desirée quickly opened the parcel. She ripped the paper as fast as she could. When she looked inside, there was a pony she'd been looking for ages. Her name was Firefly. She then saw on the back of the paper there was more right. "P.S. Please put the pony in the box and lock the box." So, she put the pony in the box. She didn't understand why she had to. The box was so big compared to the pony. Desirée could have just fitted inside it. She turned the key, and then she heard mad scrabbling inside the box. "Oh no," thought Desirée. "A mouse must have got in there." But when she opened the box, the noise stopped, and there was the pony, standing completely still, but in a different position to what she'd left her in. Desirée stared at the pony in amazement. Surely the pony hadn't moved by herself. Desirée said this aloud. "Now that's where you're wrong," said Firefly. "A talking pony," said Desirée. Although, anything she would believe now she'd seen that ant and this pony moving. The wind blew. "Oh no," said Firefly. "But you can talk," said Desirée. "I can fly too," said Firefly. "At least I could before my wings got soaked. They got soaked on the way down. It's pouring up in Ponyland." "What?" said Desirée. "You're from Ponyland? Are you the real Firefly? But you were a plastic model a minute ago." "I am the real Firefly, that I'm inside a plastic model. The pony explained to Desirée that she was down on Earth because they had heard a strange voice. The Paradise says she heard this voice in a legend, but she can't remember the name. She just remembers it was the black something. I think I remember a name, the Black Pony of Darkness. We call him the Black Pony of Darkness in legends, but his real is the Black Pony of Doom, or the Black Pony of Death. What? Said Desirée. Why is he called such names? Dieselbell, her pet guinea pig, began to run round and round, like she had just heard what everybody was saying. Because he does really nasty things to ponies, which is why I am worried. I haven't told anybody, but what I know, because I'm hoping to cure the problem before it gets too bad. It's already raining up there, and that can only be the Black Pony. Came on so suddenly there can be no other cause. But I'll have to go back to Ponyland now, Desirée. Firefly flapped her wings. I don't fancy flying up there in any way. I can't fly now, I'm so wet. Alright, I'll send you through the box, promised Desirée. Thank you, said Firefly. If you get in the box, you'll be able to travel to Ponyland as well. Will I? Yes. When could you come? I want you to help with this problem. If it is the Black Pony, I might need some help. What do I have to do? You go through the box as long as somebody turns the key. That's what the bell's for. You ring the bell when you've had enough in Ponyland, and then the person who turned the key knows that you want to come back. When can you come? I can't come tomorrow. That's Thursday. I can't come Friday either. Saturday I'll be going out, and so will I Sunday. Monday no. I don't know when I'll be able to come. Okay then, said Firefly. Sleep on it. But I've got to go back to Ponyland now, Desirée. Please, do it quickly. Desirée put her in the box and turned the key. Goodbye, Firefly, she shouted, but the pony had already drifted away. Back to Ponyland. It was the Black Pony, and he had decided to make a potion. He would pour it into Paradise Lake. And when the white pony took a sip, she would be transported to his dungeon. He mixed together some sand and grass and put 3 spoons on top. He bashed the sand and grass 3 times with the 3 spoons, and it magically turned to water with glitter in it. But the glitter looked so similar to the glitter on Paradise Lake that no pony would ever notice. That should trick you, he thought aloud. He carefully stepped down to Paradise Lake and poured it in. Done, he said, and with that he walked back to his home in the cave. Desirée had a restless sleep that night. She tossed and turned, thinking about what Firefly had said. Had it really happened, or was it just a dream? How could a pony come to life? Mummy almost said they never existed. Who was the white pony who was in trouble? So many questions, no answers. She never thought she was gonna get a chance to go. May the 16th, Mummy never left the room. May the 17th, the same thing happened. May the 18th was a Saturday, and they were out doing shopping jobs. May the 19th, they went out at 5 o'clock in the morning on a bird walk. May the 20th was a Monday, but she was preparing for Clover's birthday on the 21st. The 21st, of course, was Clover's birthday. The 22nd, he had his second birthday to make up for not having a second birthday the year before, and on the 23rd he had his first birthday to make up for not having that birthday. The 24th was Bubbles' birthday. What with attending all these parties, she didn't get a chance. Sorry to interrupt, but I would like to tell you that the things before this was recorded aren't on the right date. For example, Desiree's birthday was not recorded on 15th of May. It was recorded before or after. But everything after this is recorded on the right dates, including the rest of the series. Up in Ponyland, the ponies were preparing for yet another sports day. It was on the 1st of June, a Saturday, over the bank holiday. The ponies were getting in a flap, running about trying to get everything up on time. Balloons, banners, posters. This sports day had a lot of work done for charity in it, such as a pony would run round and round, and every time he'd run round one circuit, he would get paid £10. The rides. Other competitions were just for fun, such as the kick the ball down and ring the bell. In this game you had to kick the red ball up the path in 3 kicks and hit the step. Then you had to kick the ball down to the bottom of the garden and hit the bell to make it ring. Speaking of bells, Desirée had just had a fantastic idea. She didn't have to get her guinea pig to ring to turn the key, as she had thought earlier. She would get a pony from Ponyland to turn it for her. She could leave the pony in the house, and she could turn the key, so she could get Fruity Tooty or something. But would a pony do it for her? The bell that you had to ring when you'd had enough in Ponyland sounded a bit like this. She was trying desperately to teach her guinea pig, but it wasn't working. The guinea pig thought that it meant food for some reason. Then, one rat walking down the garden, she found a necklace. It would just fit round her guinea pig's neck, and the guinea pig slipped it on. As soon as this necklace was on, the guinea pig could speak, and Desirée had asked the guinea pig to turn the key for her. Right, thought Desirée. Tomorrow is June the 1st. Although it's a Saturday, perhaps I can sneak in the back room where I've left the box and pretend that I'm making up a story. And I can jump in the box, get Bubbles to turn the key, and I can go to Ponyland. And so, that's what she decided to do. Sadly, yet again on Saturday, she didn't make it. All day, she was busy, or somebody would have noticed. On Sunday the 2nd, though, she did have a chance. So, she decided to do it. She took Bubbles into the back room. And she closed the door behind her. Then nobody would notice. She put the necklace on Bubbles and spoke to him. I want you to turn the key, Bubbles. Look at this key. She showed him the gold key with the bow shape on the end. You turn it in this lock. She pointed at the lock on the box. And when you hear this sound, she rang the bell. That means you have to turn it the other way and I will come back. You will get a reward of lettuce, she said, still jingling the bell. She dropped it on the floor. Now, Bubbles, is that all clear? I don't want to get lost. Bubbles squeaked in reply. The squeak travelled through the necklace and turned to a yes. That's how the necklace worked, you see. Squeak, 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 he said into the necklace. But it came out as, but I would rather have a money reward. You can have whatever you like, said Desirée, and this went through the necklace as squeak, 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 squawk, squeak, squawk. That's how the necklace worked. Now, Desirée jumped in the box and she closed the lid. As Bubbles turned the key, Desirée turned the bell round to make sure that it was still working. It was, luckily. That meant that she could ring it. Oh dear, I'm going back. Bubbles thinks that I've finished. Can I have my money reward now? Asked Bubbles. I didn't mean to ring this. I was just checking it was still working. I haven't finished. Oh, right, said Bubbles. Get back in the box then, and I'll turn the key for you. She got in the box, and he turned the key. Rainbow colours swirled around her, and soon she was lost, wrapped in a beautiful, shimmering star rainbow. The whole rainbow was made up of brightly coloured stars, and the next thing she knew, she was in the middle of a field. She looked around, and in the distance, she saw a pink building. She ran to the pink building, knowing it was Paradise Estate. Well, she didn't know, but she was quite sure. But when she got there, she found it was Dream Castle. I wonder how big these ponies are, she thought. Are they only as big as the plastic models? Have I run past some? But then she saw one ahead of her. It was Majesty. Majesty was about the size of the MLP ride. No, I think she was a bit bigger. Hello, Desirée, she said. Do you know which pony is in trouble? I don't, said Desirée. Do you? No, I was hoping you might know. Well, I'll do what I can, said Desirée. I don't know things like that. I'm not magic. I'm not even as magic as the ponies, you know. I've heard the pony is a white pony. You're white, said Desirée, worried that the pony may be this one. Perhaps she had already found the victim. I will look after myself, said Majesty, beginning to twirl her horn. Desirée, Desirée, off you go. Hurry now, never be slow. Save her, pony white. We've started a dark tunnel that will end in light. Desirée had closed her eyes during this song, worrying. But when she opened them, she was outside Paradise Estate. She didn't understand what had happened, and she didn't intend to think about it. She walked in and saw around 100 white ponies. Desirée! Called out Chief, a white big brother pony. Who could it be? Shouted all the birthflower ponies together. Carnation stared at Desirée. I'm worrying. Who is this white pony? She said. Desirée looked around. The ponies were staring at her now, all of them. Soon, every pony was asking her questions. Merry Treats shouted out, Do you know who the white pony is? No, I don't, she called back. Stockings, who was at the back of the crowd, that were now emerging from Paradise Estate, shouted, Could I please have another clue, whoever you are? Desirée, not realising that Stockings was shouting to whatever creature had been shouting last month, replied, No, I can't. I'm not the one who shouted. Firefly came running up to her. This is what's been here ever since whatever it was called. I still think it's that thing that I told you about, but I'm not telling anybody else, otherwise they'll get in a right panic. There was an invasion from him a few years, a long time ago. Why have you taken so long? It's been about 18 days. I hope you're not going to take this long every time. I'm sorry, said Desirée, but I haven't had a chance up until now. She began to list out all the events that had been happening, such as getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go on a bird walk and attending parties. They didn't quite sound as important as some creature trying to kill a white pony. Luckily, nobody had had any water out of the Paradise Lake. They had had enough water stored in Paradise Estate. There was a special tank at the back. It pumped its water from Lavender Lagoon after after the ponies had realised that the water in Lavender Lagoon was fresher than the stuff in Paradise Lake. Desirée suddenly thought, of course, Truly's a white pony, I hope it isn't her. Desirée thought she'd always wanted to see Truly, but now it was all gone. It was just worry. What if it was Truly? Desirée looked around and noticed that Truly wasn't there. Firefly came running up to her again. It hasn't rained since May the 15th, when I came. Why's that? Well, it mostly rains in about every 2 weeks in the night, so that all day the ponies are, well, dry. But this time it hasn't rained, said Desirée, completing the sentence for the little pony. Exactly. That's something else I'm worried about. Where's Truly? Asked Desirée. Oh, she's gone to get some water from Paradise Lake. That's the only lake that's still got it anymore, and she went down there to collect it for us. She was desperate for a drink, so she had to go down there, and while she's at it, she'll have a drink herself. Of course, Desirée thought nothing of this. She didn't realise what was going to happen. In fact, nobody knew what was going to happen. Sorry, the Wednesday bit was recorded on the next Saturday. By Wednesday, Lavender Lagoon had been completely drained of water. The ponies had drunk every drop, and no rain had come down. They had to start using the water that Truly had collected from Paradise Lake. Yes, and on Saturday, Truly was still there. Nothing had happened. But something did happen at 20 to 6 on Saturday. Truly was preparing for Sports Day. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Saturday the 1st, Sports Day, had been cancelled because it had been so hot. But the following Saturday, it was cooler, and the ponies decided to have it on Sunday. Truly was just helping to prepare it when suddenly Lemon Drop looked up to where she was, or rather, had been. Where's she gone? Lemon Drop thought out loud. Who? Asked Cotton Candy. Yes, who are you talking about, Lemon Drop? Asked Peachy. Well, I was just setting up the fences so that the ponies could jump over them tomorrow. I looked up and Truly is gone. What? Said Posy, running over. I was just setting up the flower jump. Where can she have gone? She must have gone inside Paradise Estate. Well, why would she have done that? Come on, said Lemon Drop, already starting to gallop off. We've got to find her. But the search failed. She's gone, said Lickety Split. Surely she must be somewhere. But where? asked Posy. We've already searched the show stable and Paradise Estate, said Cotton Candy, and all the other pony buildings, said Lickety Split. Well, I think we'd better tell the other ponies what's happened, said Peachy. But as the ponies began to run off to alert the other ponies, they were stopped. They never got the chance to tell the other ponies what had happened, because suddenly, to find out what suddenly happened, please turn to side 2 of Truly's Trouble.